Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Lavender Lila and I'm studying illustration. Because it is Autism Awareness Month, I wanted to make content about my experience having autism. I feel like this month is often co-opted by parents the Autism Speaks Hate movement in order to push the agenda that we need to be cured or that we're problems. I wanted to talk about my personal experience of being autistic in a more positive light and how it affects my art. But before that, I want to talk about what I'm coloring today. So this piece is called Familial Flowers. And I made it a few weeks ago, and it shows me and my sister's head in the middle of a bouquet. My sister and I are very, very different people, but we have similar struggles. She does not have autism, but we share other diagnoses, but we're on the same meds. I want to illustrate our familial similarities while acknowledging that we're very different individuals. For the medium, I use microns on Bristol paper, and I'm coloring it in Photoshop. Anyway, back to the main topic. Oftentimes, when I look at the representation of autistic people, it is mostly people in STEM. Sean from The Good Doctor, Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, and Peridot from Steven Universe. While there's nothing wrong with having autistic characters being into the sciences, we're not limited to that. Off the top of my head, I can't name a single autistic person from the arts, in real life or in the media. But in art school, I met plenty of people who are neurodivergent. Also, other than Peridot, all those characters are cold and unempathetic, which is the complete opposite of me and a lot of autistic people I know. Some of us are over-empathetic and feel emotions very strongly and care about the people around us. I cry over things all the time in my life that don't involve me and involve other people. I have a hard time reading the news because I really get emotional over it. I don't look at things coldly, I look at them with the pure heart. That's the main focus of when I create art. I want to show my emotions and tell stories of what I've been through in my life. I want to show my anger, sadness, and my joy. I want to prove that I'm a human. I'm not a robot who knows all the numbers of pi. I'm an emotional person with passions and drive. A big thing for a lot of autistic people is our drive. Once I'm into something or enjoy something, it becomes an obsession. While drawing is different than a special interest, the drive is still there. I can easily spend hours drawing non-stop with no breaks. I try to produce at least one new potential portfolio piece every new week, on top of schoolwork. If I don't draw for like 2 days, I feel antsy and I feel like I'm being lazy and I need to get back to creating. After completing 5 new pieces in the span of 3 weeks, I gave myself a break one weekend, but I couldn't enjoy myself. All I could think about was how unproductive I am and how I'm wasting valuable time. I'm sure it's similar for other people with other creative people, but I feel like I'm affected by it even more. I have a hard time giving myself permission to take breaks and have an off day. I know that sometimes the way I work is unhealthy, but drawing feels like is what I'm supposed to do. I had a comic class and the professor told me I needed to relax because I was doing at least 11 by 17 illustrations for each panel. Partially that's because I don't understand the difference between an illustration and a comic, but I also feel like I can't have one lazy panel. Everything needs to be perfect, and if not, the whole drawing is a fail. Of course, when I say this, I'm only speaking to my own perspective. This is just how I view things. I'm not saying anything towards anyone else's art. Perfection is a huge thing for me. My favorite medium is ink, so when I mess up, it's an even bigger deal. I recently got a jar of white ink, so it's not as bad, but still. If I start and I'm struggling, I will throw away an entire piece of paper and start again. I recently did a 24 by 17 piece, and I drew the outline of the face wrong twice, and I scrapped 2 huge sheets of paper because to me it was now ruined. This is why I don't really keep a sketchbook. I probably watch too many Cal Arts acceptance sketchbooks because I put enormous pressure on myself to make everything perfect. If it isn't good, I'll tear out the pages or not work in it again because I ruined it. A way I've kind of gotten around this is by purchasing sketchbooks with shitty paper. Paper that isn't that good, so I feel like I'm not wasting good paper. Perfection is why I prefer just line art drawings because I'm not good at coloring. I feel like every time I color, I take my art from an intermediate level to a beginner. Despite this, I'm still practicing like with this drawing here. One of the best things about being autistic in regards to my art is that I'm detail-oriented. A lot of autistic people see the details before they see the big picture. This translates to my art completely. As you can tell, I'm obsessed with adding details to my art. I've been inspired by Harry Clark and Yamamoto Taketo. Their small noodling is perfection to me. My art style revolves around a world of flowy lines and swirls. Unfortunately, the big picture tends to get lost, so I need to work on that, but the details is where I shine the most. In art school, I often find myself at odds with my peers when it comes to communicating about our art. Because of my autism, I'm very blunt and direct, and I don't understand subtlety. So when my peers say something, I don't understand what they mean. I prefer they tear me into me and tell me exactly what's wrong without being nice about it. When I critique other people's work, I try to use a compliment sandwich, but I'm very blunt. I don't know how to say things nicely. Like once I said, the sense of scale is nice, but the anatomy is all off. It may be stylized, but you still need to understand structure. I definitely didn't need to go that deep with the anatomy issue, especially considering my anatomy is not the greatest. But I'm working on as much as I can because I know I come across as mean. On top of this, I'm very aware of where I stand in the classroom. I have a fixation on being the best student in the class. I feel like I need to prove that I'm the best in everything, and I'm always working hard. Because of this, part of this is because I go to art school, and it's a big part of it is making connections. And I want to have a good relationship with my professor, but most of it is because I have an all or nothing way of thinking. If I'm not the strongest in the classroom, then I must be the weakest. I know this is a very toxic mindset, and I need to work on self-confidence and not compare myself to others. But it also makes me hungry and hardworking, so I'm always striving towards something. To remedy this, I've tried to do some art outside of class, so I can just focus on my own work without comparing it to others. As much as autism speaks doesn't want you to believe, autism is something I value in myself, especially when it comes to my art. My art style and my drive are a direct result of my autism. I hope being an artist and talking about my autism can help change the way people think about us. We're just as much as humans as non-neurodivergent folks. Since it is Autism Awareness Month, please make an effort to educate yourself and consume media by autistic people. Apparently, 1 in every 50 people are autistic, so we're not very hard to come by. Support and listen to autistic people. Don't surround yourself in an echo chamber that says we need to be cured. Instead of giving your money to Autism Speaks, give it to ASAN, the Autism Self-Advocacy Network. Anyway, if you want to see more of my art, go to Lavender Lila on my Instagram. I'm planning on making more videos about art, art school, and the intersections of mental health, so if you're interested, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching.